Video editing software has layers in it. So right now we have a video layer and we have an audio layer here. We can add more of each of those layers. So I'm going to click on the plus right here and add in a video layer. I'm going to call this one annotations. And in the annotations track or layer, we're going to put in some text annotations to draw the viewer's attention to some features. So this video up here was taken at after a SpaceX launch. This is the main rocket. This is the right after the separation. I'm sorry. This is the payload, and this is the main rocket, which is going to return to Vandenberg Air Force Base from where it was launched. And so this is pretty dramatic phenomenon that I observed. And I want to draw the viewer's attention to the fact that this rocket is going to return and going to be reused in the future. So to annotate that, I want to have some text. So I click up on my media, include some text, and I'm going to use an arrow call out here. So if I click on the arrow call out, I want to put that arrow call out right here in this section here. So it's in this clip. So this is going to be superimposed on top of that. Now, the pencil tool right on top of that particular screen clip editor is the one that's going to allow me to change the size of the box and the text. And so I'll just say here that this is going to be reusable rocket returning to launch site. All right. Now I can adjust the size of this, which I'll do right here by your typical resizing handles, and then I'll move it down here at the bottom where it's not going to be in the way, and then I'll just take the arrow here and point it up to the feature in question, which is the right there. Okay, a little bit tricky, but you can pretty much get to it. So now if I save this right here, then as long as this video clip is playing, the text is going to appear on the screen. So let's put the playhead back here. You can see at the beginning of this clip, there will be no annotation. And now you can see that the annotation is going to appear. It's pointing to the reusable rocket. And then it'll disappear right at that point there. It disappeared. Now, if I want to shorten that, I can click on the clip and just drag this in a bit. And now the text is going to appear just for a shorter time. So that would be a way of drawing your viewer's attention to key issues using the arrow call out. So you can also add audio annotations to this as well. If you click on the My Media, and then you'll notice that there's an option right here to record or narrate. So I'm going to narrate using my microphone here, and I will move the playhead back here, and I'm just going to click on the narrate right now, and I'll say describe what I believe is going on here. So I'll say narrate. SpaceX has pioneered the reusable rocket. And so when the payload separates from the main rocket, the main rocket actually has an engine and returns to the launch site. Now you can see that the audio track is now longer. This is my recording. This is my voice, but it's longer than this track here. So if I click on this, I can lengthen this track if it was a still, but I can't lengthen it really if it's a video without changing the playback rate, because it's going at a regular standard frame rate of 30 frames per second. And so without slowing it down, I can't play that back. Now, if I can't put it onto that clip. So what I can do is I can edit this clip. So I'll just drag it to there, and you'll notice now that the voice will be cut off at the very end. So as it plays. So when the payload separates from the main rocket, So the clip is still there. The information is there. If I stretch it out, you can see that there's the audio clip there. But it extends beyond the video clip that it's describing. But you get the idea here. If I started right here, and now I'm going to play, that this text annotation is going to come on partway into that clip, and then this voice annotation is going to come on to describe, again, the text and the video. SpaceX has pioneered the reusable rocket. So you can get the idea for how you can annotate with both text and voiceovers just by adding layers. So it's important that the layer with the annotations be on top of the primary layer with the videos in it. So I'm just going to change this, and I'll just call that the main video track. Again, that name doesn't do anything other than just draw my attention to the fact that these are going to be annotations on top of my main video track. So you'll notice if I play this back that there's also some background noise there. SpaceX has pioneered the reusable rocket. But you wonder what happened to it. Well, that's because I can take that there and I can change the audio right there, and notice that I put the audio down to 0. If I put it up high, you're going to hear the background noise that was originally there when the video was made. So I don't know. SpaceX has pioneered. Wow, what is it? So now you have some background noise, and so what to get rid of that, you click on the clip there, clip on the loudspeaker, and then you drop this down, and if you drop it all the way to 0, then the audio will not play. So you can adjust this later on to your particular tastes. Similarly, if I click on the annotation overlay right here, and I use the second icon, which is the ducking icon or opacity icon, I click on this right here, and I could say I'd like to fade this in. And so if I move these points, and you'll notice that here it's going to fade in, and then it's going to fade out. So let's move the playhead back here. Watch, you'll see the annotation. Now it's going to be very gray. Now it's going to be at its brightest, and now it's going to get dimmer. So when the payload separates, again, the main rocket, the main rocket actually has an engine in return. So we can do the same with video as we do with audio. It separates from the main rocket. So if I have like an audio track on here, let's say that with the waterfall sequence, so let's go ahead and put a audio track up here. So if I click under audio, if I had tracks of various different sound effects and etc., I'm just going to choose some free music to put in here. So let's say I'll choose this first clip, and I'll just drag this right in here. And now you'll see that this clip is going to be playing in the background while the water's falling. Now, if I wanted to fade that as well, I can do the same thing there. I can click at the audio, and I'll say I'd like to fade in, and I can give it some time frame, let's say over 10 seconds. And then I want to fade it out over 10 seconds. And so now you'll notice the clip will start with a fade in. That's what that ascending blue line means. And then there'll be one at the other end as well. So let's go ahead and move the playhead back. You'll see no music. Now the music gets louder and louder, and it'll eventually hit full volume right here. Right. So by hitting the space bar, I stop the playback, and so I can continue to edit. Now I can continue to add more layers if I want to. You notice I can add more video and audio tracks, but the two primary audio tracks you're going to want are like a music track and a voiceover, and then you also maybe want to moderate or remove the audio on various tracks. So, for example, this one here is a waterfall in Watkins Glen, New York. And if that was, too loud, I would simply click on that, and then I would click on the loudspeaker and then just fade in to maybe, in this case, around 50%. And now the waterfall is going to be quieter. Still there, but not as loud as it was previously. So if you can fade in and out various different audio tracks, and you can also put titles on your videos. So let's go back up here to text, and under text, you can see here these are call outs, but maybe you want to have some motion. So let's go ahead and move the playback here. And let's say that we wanted to do this, one of these titles. So I'm going to put like the trailer right here. And then if I double click that, you can see the various different features that you'd want to add to the trailer. You can have all the various controls and so forth for the scaling and the position of what that's going to say. So let's go ahead and say that this is waterfall or Buckhorn Flats. And that is going to be in the San Gabriel Mountains of Southern California. Okay. Or LA. All right. So now when I save the changes, this here is going to be the annotation layer. So let's go ahead and play it. And you notice it'll stop right there. So you can add any of these motion or static or even in-season type of things. These would be more for specific holidays, et cetera, and different events. So, but for making your educational videos, the motion is very good for putting your titles on. The call-outs is going to be very good for annotating and drawing student attention to various different features in a video. And then the voiceover is going to be helpful to narrate what's going on. And then you should be able to adjust the music volume, ducking it by simply clicking on the audio portion of that clip. Once again, the annotation should be in the top layer here so that they're going to be shown rather than being obliterated by the video clips themselves. And when you're finally done with this right here, you can say finish. And now you can export the video, and you can choose like standard definition or high definition right here. And I'm just going to save this here to the Google Drive. So when I click that, it's going to save to Google Drive folder. And then I can simply call upon it from a web page, just say insert video, and play it right back in my web page.